Hi, I'm Jamie Kleeman with Green TV, and today we're spending time with Mark Ginsberg of the United States Green Building Council and Eco Cities for Our Future. Mark, thank you so much for being here today.
Glad to be here.
I wanted to begin by asking you about your work with the United States Green Building Council.
Well, I'm delighted to be rejoined with the United States Green Building Council. It's been part of the movement that I was honored to be part of in the early days when President Clinton called Secretary of Energy Hazel O'Leary and said, I want to green the White House and make it the people's house so that they can know what they can do in their own homes to make them green. And so from that we did the greening the White House, invited a team of private sector and academics into the process to make the White House truly more energy efficient, environmentally sound. And out of that came a core group that formed U.S. Green Building Council.
That's exciting. I didn't know the background on the White House. That's so interesting. How have you seen the shift, since you have been in since the beginning, the shift in the mindset of what it means to be green and sustainability and the awareness in society?
What's interesting is from a movement that was kind of on the outside of a separateness, that it was something different from what should be part of a building, and you had to start thinking about it as how do you integrate it in. It's now fully integrated into buildings, even communities. And I think the biggest shift is the enormous amount of technologies that have started to come into the marketplace, as well as the practices and principles, good case studies, examples that show that green buildings perform better, students learn better, people heal better, employees are more productive. All of those are really the win-win-win that we hoped for many years ago.
You know, as a mother, I'm so grateful that everything I'm learning, that it is becoming a way of life, because you want your children in schools that don't have the toxins, and you want them to grow up in homes that will help them lead the happiest, healthiest lives they can. And it's amazing how much this is all connected. And one of the things I find that I'm learning a lot about at this Greenbuild is how businesses are making it more apparent that not only is it the right way to live, but it can be profitable and cost effective. Have you seen that where it's creating more business, more jobs in that industry?
You know, it was interesting. We talked so many years ago about the idea that it would spawn a whole new generation of green products and green jobs. And President Obama embraced that and invested heavily in the idea of the green economy. I do a lot of work now in China and India, who are also investing heavily, partly because they realize they've got health implications, but they want to be part of that next economic generation that will explode with technology and innovation using green technologies.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. My son's school has a STEM program, and I feel that seems to be the way of the future, that they're setting up this generation not only to live a great life, but hopefully to be able to join the workforce. I'm curious, if you have any programs or projects that you work on with schools to help them as well, the youngest of age, be a part of this process?
Well, certainly the U.S. Green Building Council has launched the Green Schools Initiative, and it is so exciting to have curriculum available to help educate teachers, to present awards and recognition for outstanding schools. One of the things I noticed when I was at the U.S. Department of Energy and we did projects with schools, a school in Columbus, Ohio, put solar panels in the schoolyard, added it to the curriculum so that it was 2 kilowatts plus 2 kilowatts. The math and science scores in that school went up 15 to 18% over schools in the district that didn't have that.
Wow.
And so it can be so much of a win-win. Kids get it. They want to be environmentally sound. I grew up in a generation of don't litter, and that's still an ethic of mine. And now we can teach kids how to be fully green. I also loved a program when I was a state energy director in Arizona called Energy Patrol, where we taught kids, like a school safety patrol, how to patrol the school for energy and how to turn the lights off and make sure. So at the end of the school day, they would do that. Of course, then they would go home and want to help their parents make sure, Mom and Dad, why aren't we turning off our lights? So that kind of fundamental education will be part of their lives. They'll then grow up, be engineers, architects, green parents, green businessmen, decision makers who know what it's like to make their businesses more green.
I love that. I think it is so empowering when you give that to a child. I can imagine how excited they were to patrol the school and report on things they found. And I do feel that the youth truly becomes the leaders and the educators, and that they will come home and say, why are the lights on? Why aren't we recycling this?
Yeah.
And then I know I'm always learning as a parent from my children. And if we are raising these stewards of the environment, I mean, that is such a powerful, powerful tool.
Now, one of the most important things that's happening in the movement as we've moved way beyond just energy and productivity into the whole health arena, and having transparency in products to make sure that you know what chemicals are in those products and that they are safe, and that we can have a LEED energy rating system that encompasses those items, so parents and business owners can know what products are in their buildings and make sure they're safe. And the old idea that people are healthier as a result, that's above and beyond the calculations of dollars and cents of energy savings and other productivity savings. And it will make our country even stronger by having a healthier workforce, healthier children.
And I'm learning so much at this Greenbuild and from everyone that buildings have a life cycle, and that we want to make sure it's the best life cycle possible for the people using that building, whether it's the children in schools or in your houses or in your offices. So I'm finding how important that is.
We've gone from the old concept of reduce, reuse, recycle of household products to buildings and even communities. We don't want to just tear down a community. You want to be able to make use of some of the materials that were in that community, in that building, and keep it local. And then you can find economies when you do that as well. There's a related part to this, and that is the whole climate arena. Okay. And we're facing more and more examples of the models that are predicting climate change coming true. Devastating storms, more intense, all of that, sea level rise, all of those things are beginning to show up in ways that we've got to be even more serious about. The IPCC, the panel on climate change, will be coming out with its report soon, and it'll be even more dramatic about the importance of this stuff. And so the work that we're doing has the ability to help reduce that climate change by reducing the energy waste, making businesses more efficient in the same, at the same time. And so we've got responsibilities to the next generations, not only for productivity and health, but also for the climate.
It's so important. We were fortunate enough to spend some time with Bill McKibben from 350.org, and I found, we were talking about climate and the impact it's going to have, and it simply is time to act. And what was so encouraging, and I find encouraging from you as well, is that there are options. And I love how he mobilized and continues to mobilize, college students, and really, and of all ages too, but that they are becoming engaged. I feel like the community is becoming engaged and more active, which has to happen because of our climate. I know you do other work, lots of other things besides your work with the USGBC. Can you tell us about other things you have?
Well, thanks. After 10 years in the State Energy Office in Arizona and 20 years at the Department of Energy, I'm now doing consulting globally on concepts of eco-cities, low-carbon cities, green cities, all moving in the same direction to be more energy efficient, use resources more wisely, and make cities much more livable and successful. And so I've been working particularly in China and India on the concepts of eco-cities. 15 million people are moving a year from rural China to urban China. They're building New York every year, or 15 cities of 1 million each. India has the same kind of opportunity. They want to do it right. They have the opportunity to build it right from the start, and that's so much easier than trying to renovate older cities, although the same principles can apply. So we want to renovate American cities, at the same time grow new eco-cities around the world.
And do it right from the beginning.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much. And I do have to pay you a compliment that you were given by many colleagues, that I believe you are considered a superhero in much of the work you did for the USGBC. And in fact, you're called an angel for everything. So thank you from all of us for what you're doing and what you continue to do. And it has been an absolute pleasure to speak with you.
Thanks so much. It's been an honor to be in the right place at the right time, have a chance to be able to contribute some of these things.
Thank you so much.